Hello and welcome back to Crowswood Model Railway. I wanted to make this video separate because it's a separate topic to the previous one, that being the base ground cover put on in my shed areas. This one is more to do with Kuha, which I'm running backwards. I'm going to park it back. Because I have started to make progress with my N-gauge railway, which I've purchased a complete station, and this is a brilliant, from what I can tell, little station kit. Not too expensive, really easy to put together. Here it is. So there's locating holes for different details which are in this pack go in, because I can paint them into a colour which I think might look nice. It's got lampposts, it's got benches, it's got signs, and then I'll have to turn the flash off for this bit so it doesn't reflect too much, but you can see there's all the appropriate sort of signposting, because this project is a 1 to 150 scale N-gauge Japanese layout. And then, so I'll go through the building, so that make up the platform. So these are meant to go in the KATO Unitrack, but I'm not going to be using KATO Unitrack because I think it's a little bit wide. So this is an end. You can see how it's curved as well. And here is one part, because it's an island type platform. And there's a subway there, so I don't have to worry about making a bridge or anything. We'll just put a building next to it, and that's the way in and out. There's a little waiting room. Here's a really nice little thing, and it goes together really easily with this coupling system. And then here's the other end. You know, those little locating holes to make it so easy to put things in. And then here's the other end piece. So we're just doing this one-handed, so I don't know what's going to go in, but you can see that goes in there. What I'll do is I will pause and I'll couple them up, stick them together, and then sort of show how they would look. It's not the perfect situation, but we're on the floor, so that's how it looks. All as one. I haven't got any N-scale track to show what it looked like yet, but I do have a 009 layout, so I can test N-gauge vehicles. But it does look, to me, how it's supposed to, which is as a Japanese station. And then let's just pull that apart. I think it's how it goes apart. There's the connectors underneath. The steps, you know, made in Japan. Being on the floor isn't ideal, but it shows how long it is. Because this N-gauge railway is going to be 6 foot long and 2 foot wide. So I need a decent length station. And while I remember, normally the instructions are just written in, I think that's kanji, but it's English. So I know, what is what and what goes where. Right to show. Then I've got some other Japanese items, and the instructions are indecipherable to me here, and you could recognise two characters. Up here, this 4-car unit is what I'm going to be running, or one thing I'm going to be running on the railway once it's built. It's a really nice 4-car set. It's made by Tomix. Second hand, cost me 60 quid, which I think is a pretty good price. It's a electric multiple unit. I believe it's a Kuha 111. Quite a striking livery, the dark green and bright orange. So the station just squeezed in. See how long it is next to the station. So it's a good length station. Probably 6 or 7 car set, maybe. Depends on how long the cars are, but that is a rough idea. Although this will have to be higher up to there, maybe, because at the moment the doors are open, and unless you're a hobbit, you're not getting in that. And this is a British N-gauge class 33, which is 1 to 148 scale, next to the Kuha, which is 1 to 150. So I can, if I want to, just chuck a British train on every now and again, and it won't look massively out of place, like it will with 00 versus European HO. And the final item on this list of this video, she rolls in now. This again is 1 to 80 scale. The Japanese HO is 1 to 80, not 1 to 87, but this is a EF65. They don't come numbered like the Kumahas, they come with a sheet, so you can buy 3 of them, or hypothetically, you can buy more than 3 of them, 1-304. So that's all the product info for those who are interested. And you can have 3 separate ones, all the same livery. Now, the model is not, but the real thing is a Bo-Bo-Bo. And so there's a bogie with 2 powered axles, there's a bogie, 2 powered axles, and there's a bogie, 2 powered axles. Same number of driven axles on the real thing as you would have with a Coco, but you have 3 bogies, so this is a bit more flexible. It is beautifully smooth. It does have directional lighting, but only on the side where it's going forwards. So I guess being a locomotive, it doesn't really need to have the tail lamps, but like the Helian 33 doesn't have the tail lamps. But it is absolutely stunning. The RRP for these, I believe, is £215. Let's zoom in a bit. Now it's an electric locomotive. This is my first electric locomotive, second electric vehicle, and again it's pantograph powered. Both pantographs would be up in operation. Some pretty good videos of EF65s from the Japanese side of rail enthusiast part of YouTube. They are really neat looking things. There's other EF type locomotives that have the bow design or wheel arrangement. It is a gorgeous thing, but again, the instructions of the Kumaha I cannot decipher. And I can guess that's where the detailing goes. It talks about how you can number it, I think. And that tells me it's 0.4 amps if it wants to focus, and DC 12 volt. So you can use the gauge master controller. Oh, they're flashing on the camera. Don't see that with the naked eye. That's a product history, this bit, or locomotive history, but I think that might be the unit length. I have no idea what it says otherwise, but it is a wonderfully smooth thing, as is the Kuha. And then my N-gauge chassis I use on my 009 layout there, brilliant as well. The N-gauge multiple unit does not have a flywheel, but it is a really nice runner. So this, I went up to 50% speed and then just cut the power, it just glides to a stop. Even at about 40, just glides. I have no idea what type of coupling that is. It's a knuckle looking thing. But when I have coaches and freight stuff arrive, I'll be able to hook them up to this. The HO, I'm focusing on the motive power for now. It is so smooth. Something about my layout makes them sound a bit louder. But it was absolutely silent in the shop. For some reason, it's louder on my layout. It might be because of the cork and the plywood that I'm using versus slightly softer maybe that's being used by my local shops layout. I just tested it on because he didn't even know that it was running at the time. He knew I was going to test it, but he didn't know that it was on because it was that quiet. And it is just so smooth. I just cut the power completely and it just glides to a stop. These are a different scale, again, should reiterate this. So if you have a European or American layout, these may not fit because they are 1:80. They are closer to 00 scale in size than they are to traditional HO. I think the reason for that is these are 3-foot 6-inch gauge machines. They're not standard gauge, so they might not work if you have certain clearances for a German layout, for example. So I can't have my pantographs up because they'll smack into my bridges. So just make sure that you've got a bit of space just in case. If you can run 00, you'll be fine. But they are obviously a bit bigger scale wise. I'm saying that I have no idea how big a European or an American rather locomotive can get, because I know they can get massive. Like the big boy can get huge. Whereas there is a French HO electric Bo-Bo and it is smaller than this, noticeably smaller. So do bear that in mind if you are looking at getting a Japanese HO locomotive, that they are closer in size and scale to a 00 than they are to a HO. I said they are wonderful things. Really smooth. There is gear noise, and part of that is my layout for some reason magnifies noise despite me trying to make it quieter. But they are so smooth. The F65 is on about 38. The Yamaha's on about 45. They are, power wise, they are absolutely lovely bits of kit. I can't wait for the rest of them to come in and show them essentially that this is what they are. And then if someone's interested in one of these and something a bit different on their layout, fantastic. If you do modelling the West Coast main line, you have overhead pantograph stuff, and so you can have these running on something like that with the pantographs up instead of stowed like I have to. So, because it's not at all region appropriate, but hey, who cares? Rule 1, have fun. That's the whole point of model railways, is have fun. Whatever it is you're doing, just have fun. Right. Oh, and I will say so about the box. The box is the same type as a Dapol one, but it's not the same thickness of cardboard. The loco itself is pretty heavy. I don't think it's Bachmann 37 heavy, but it does have weight to it. That is a lovely thing as she comes up. Just up her rack up to 50%. That's a lovely thing. And the click clack is interesting, being a Bo-Bo-Bo. So when you hear it click clack, it is quite an interesting. It sounds like a Coco, but different due to the fact that it is, well, it's 3 bogies. I bring the Kuha into the bottom end of platform 2, and the EF65 I'll bring up to the top end of platform 1. Japanese railways operate on the left the same as they do in the UK, like with the roads. That is absolutely gorgeous. Okay, well, thank you for watching. My next video will probably be in the new year. I have no idea what about at the moment. Stay safe, have a very Merry Christmas to everyone, and I shall see you in the new year.